Okay. 49ers versus Buccaneers. Big game tomorrow. Again, you guys will probably be seeing this. A lot of you will be seeing this Sunday morning. I apologize for getting these videos, these breakdown videos out so late, but it is what it is. Let's get into it. 49ers versus Buccaneers. Keys for this game: Chase Young and Nick Bosa. Let's get to them. Let's start defensively. Let's start defensive line for the 49ers. Expect them to have an impact, but expect Javon Hargrave to even have a bigger impact. The reason why I say Javon Hargrave could be a bigger player than those two guys in this game is because the Buccaneers have they have a good tackles. I mean, you're looking at Godeke and Wirfs, both Pro Bowl tackles. The weakness that the Buccaneers have is they've had a lot of injuries on the interior offensive line, right? Ryan Jensen, their Hall of Fame center, obviously out for the year. That news happened a while ago. So now filling in for him, Robert Hainsey, which has a 54.5 who has a 54.5 PFF grade, pass blocking grade. Why is that important? Well, out of the 37 centers in the league that PFF has graded, Hainsey is ranked 28th. So he's one of the worst centers in the league for pass blocking. So that's how the 49ers can take advantage. Also, their guard, Matt Thieler, 54.7 pass blocking PFF grade, which that is 60th out of the 80 centers that are registered in PFF. So also not a good grade at all. So my point is, Javon Hargrave is going to be very essential to expect a lot of interior pass rush, because that's where the 49ers are going to eat along the defensive line. And again, expect the 49ers to try to bring pressure early, right? Baker Mayfield, 49ers really tend to struggle against mobile quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, because they're mobile. They can get out and create their own plays. Baker Mayfield, not so much. He's more of Trevor Lawrence. I would not compare him to exactly Trevor Lawrence, but the 49ers, this is a good matchup for them because Baker Mayfield is not the most mobile quarterback. So what the 49ers are going to do is they're going to try to dial up pressure early on Baker Mayfield. And as we've seen, or as I've seen in the past, and this is kind of how Baker is, when he gets under pressure, a lot like Trevor Lawrence, he tends to make rash decisions or throw interceptions. So get pressure on Baker Mayfield early. Another thing along the defense, it is essential that the 49ers put Deommodore Lenoir at slot cornerback for this game. Chris Godwin plays primarily slot receiver. If you're going to make Ambry Thomas play in the slot, the Bucs are going to have a very easy time getting it to their receivers. So it is essential that you play Lenoir as slot corner and put Ambry Thomas outside. Lenoir needs to guard Godwin. And it's also essential along the defensive line that the 49ers get 3 defensive ends as well. What I'm meaning with this, the 49ers, I just said that, the interior offensive line for the Bucs is not really that good at all. And so to generate, I think, more pressure on the interior, you could put Randy Gregory as your guy inside next to Javon Hargrave or Eric Armstead. So that way you have 3 pass rushers, really 3 defensive ends along the 4-man front to generate more pressure and to take advantage of the poor pass blocking of the Buccaneers. But let's flip over to the offensive side. The Niners, 5 out of the 6 of their wins have been when CMC has gained over 90 yards rushing, right? And we know that CMC is good, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys how good he is because we know he is good. But the Buccaneers, it's going to be a little bit harder to get him the ball just by running it because the Buccaneers have such a good run defense. Again, they have Vita Vea. They have Devin White in the linebacker, Vita Vea in the middle. They have Devin White as a linebacker. They have one of the best linebacking cores in the league. To give you guys perspective, they allowed Derrick Henry 2.2 yards per carry last week. And on the season, they're allowing ball carriers 3.8 yards per carry. So they have a very, 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 very good run defense. And it's essential that the 49ers get creative with it. Throw Christian McCaffrey a screen. Get however you have to do it. I'm not a genius, but however you have to do it, get him the ball creatively is another key. And just find ways to get him over 90 yards, because 5 out of the 6 of our wins is when Christian McCaffrey is over 90 yards on the ground. Another one. The Bucs like to blitz a lot. They're third highest in the league. And 40% of defensive snaps, the Bucs are blitzing. So they like to blitz a lot. Now, Brock Purdy versus blitzes this season's actually done really well. 118.4 quarterback rating, 8 TDs, 1 interception versus the blitz. So it has done very well versus the blitz. And so I think the Niners just really match up with the Buccaneers well, because the Buccaneers are going to try. I mean, they're going to try to get Brock Purdy flustered, but that's not how you beat the 49ers. How you beat the Niners is to sit back and rush 4, right? And hope that your pass rush gets home. And the way to beat the Niners in the secondary is to put 2 safeties over the top and play man-to-man coverage. Because once you're playing man-to-man coverage, you're playing press man-to-man, and there's 2 safeties over the top, it gets hard for Brock Purdy to complete those short passes and to really just, I guess how I'm trying to say this is it's hard for him when you're putting as many guys, if you're putting 7 guys back in coverage, he can't throw it as well over the middle as he usually would be able to, because he doesn't have he's not a super talented arm, and so he can't thread the needle between 2 defenders. And so when you're blitzing, Brock Purdy has a lot more of an opportunity to get guys wide open. Get it out fast, but wide open. Fast. Quick pass there, quick pass there. And that's Brock Purdy's game, is quick passes. So if the Bucs blitz Brock Purdy in this game, the 49ers will be in business, because that will be playing towards Brock Purdy's strength, which is getting the ball out early. So those are really some of the keys. And really, the Buccaneers are going to have to blitz, because their pass rush has not been that good this year. And the only way that they're able to generate pass rush is to blitz. And obviously, blitzes worked without Trent Williams. Really, the 49ers now have kind of fixed their problem now that Trent Williams is back, because when Trent Williams wasn't playing for those few games, teams were able to, rush 4 and sit back 7 guys and really let the Brock Purdy really think. But now that Trent Williams is back, that offensive line is a lot better, and teams, to generate pressure against the 49ers, are having to blitz. So I just think this is a bad matchup for the Buccaneers. I'm having 49ers winning it 31-17 in this game. Stay tuned. My next matchup will be Eagles versus Chiefs. Niners get this one in Santa Clara and move to 7-3.